What's going on, everybody? It's your boy ForexFunded coming at you with another weekly analysis for this week of Monday, the 28th of November to uh, December 2nd, I believe. Yeah. Um, I know we've been a little bit slacking on these videos on YouTube, even though we've been providing those good pips on for our members. I figured, let's start November or end November and start December off on the right foot. So here you guys go. We back at these every single week. If you are looking for a mentorship program, hit up our link tree. All these links will be in our in the description to this video. We got our mentorship program where you can come and you can learn from us. We have our free Telegram. We have our YouTube, which you guys are currently watching. We got our broker where you can get 50% deposit bonus, fully regulated broker, FXC. If you're in the US, sorry, you can't use it, but yeah. But yeah, hopefully you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving and hopefully you guys have a good week ahead of yourselves. So let's just jump right into it with some gold. I know I sent you guys, your members, that is, a brief outline of what I was expecting, right? And it was right when not I don't want to say right when market opened, but what time was it? Let me look. Yesterday at 11:28 p.m. Right? So somewhere like right here, I believe. Saying how I figured we were gonna end up. My rough draft was that we're gonna and what we've been looking for is a repeat of over here. You have that sharp bearish push to that level of support resistance. Same thing we had happen. And then you had that push to the upside for a retest, right? Nice little 38. Nice 38, 50, whatever you really want to call it, fib. I don't give a fuck what level it is. I really don't, right? I just look for a fib pullback in relation with first past price action, second some of our EMAs, right? If for some reason you don't know, those are the EMAs I use, or EMA and SMA 100, EMA 100 and 200. Yeah, 100 EMA is down here. That's where I believe we're going to be pushing to this week. Just wanted to verify. So going forward, as I mentioned, I am bearish on this. This was a fucking buy from last week. As I mentioned, I am pretty bearish on this pair. So I will be looking for opportunities for us to take this thing short. We have a lot of our liquidity levels here in blue. We even had a daily liquidity level, which was taken out right here, a new one, right, from this candle, which we took out at 1760. That would have been a very good sell. I know we didn't send it. Who cares, right? So basically what I would be looking for is for price to come further down towards this 100 SMA on 4 hour, this prior support resistance level, the blue box, the 4 hour, the 1 hour liquidity levels. And I'd either be looking for a bounce, little pull back and sell, right? You can see that has happened in the past, right? You come down, you get pulled back, you come down and you couldn't break again. You had double bottom. That's where we bought from, right? And we would be expecting the opposite of this. We would not be expecting price to hold if you did get the pullback, right? We'd look for the sell, and then on the way down, we'd look to break it. And then in turn, you would end up retesting that level at a future date, right? Whether it be this week, next week, who knows, right? But that's my first scenario, right? My second scenario, which I'm not very keen to, I don't really want it to happen, is that you do have a bounce from one of those levels, and then you see the minor support resistance, right? You can see, so if you start over here, right, you have big bullish, then you retest right here, and then you retest right here, right? This is how you can just get your rough support resistance, right? You can see that area was respected, right? Now, if you really want to modify it to where we're at now, right? Pull it down to these wicks. And then I'd say like those bodies. So this whole entire area that we're breaking through right now is what I would consider our short-term support and resistance, right? So if you get a break above that level, we'll call it 1750, you're most likely going to come all the way back up towards 1760. And depending on today's daily close, you would end up having a red line right there. Oops. With your little daily marker, just like you had over here when you have a big bearish candle. You had to have a push for some reason, right? So you have liquidity at that open. So that's as simple as I make it for me with liquidity levels. There's other ways you can identify them, but that's the easiest way that I like to do it. For instance, this one that we took out here at 1760, I'm just going to delete it for right now because I don't see the market turning around and closing above that level before the end of the day. All right, that's how you would have to take it off. So let me send this in the analysis real quick. Gold. Now let's see if we can match a few other things, right? So from our low to our high, I guess I'll attach it just so people don't. From our low to our high mixed in with our Z level, right, is where you have that 4 hour. You also have right below 88, you have that 100 SMA on 4 hour. So that's just more confirmation for us to say that level should provide us a break and a little pullback or a bounce up, and then you still look for that pullback, right? That might sound a little confusing, but it's just the lines that we had, right? The paths, right? You're either going to get a straight bounce back up or you're going to get, well, okay, regardless, let me correct myself. Regardless, I would like to see a bounce from that level. However, I would like it to not be that strong, right? For instance, right here, you can see that we made a lower low, which is why it was so easy for me to be, or so why I was able to be so confident that once we come back and test this level, that we will be a short, right? Because you already made a lower low, right? You didn't close lower. You didn't, it doesn't matter, right? You made a lower low. So it gives me the confidence to go ahead and say, all right, well, we should have taken a short from this area. The only reason we didn't is because I just wasn't awake, right? So ideally, if you want to seek more continuation, you are going to want to break that low, even if it's by a pip, right? If you make a higher low, if you don't break that, then that's when I would put my probability in more of this stronger bullish pullback. Right? I hope that makes sense. So I'll just set my alert for, let's see. Set my alert. I'm gonna set it for like this. I'm gonna set it at that 1 hour level. Cool. Silver. Right? We had been waiting on this all last week. And once again, I was slacking and I didn't catch it, right? But if you go back and look at what we were waiting for this daily level, this daily liquidity level to be breached and our weekly to either be breached or not touched at all. And that's exactly what we got, right? We even got a perfect 618. So that matches up with our gold sells. That's exactly what you want to see. And I believe we are going to see the same thing as gold, right? Both pairs are going to move the same. You don't want them to move opposite because they aren't going to do that. So if silver is telling you, oh, you should short, and for some reason gold says buy, well, I'm going to tell you, you need to analyze more. You know what I mean? So let's go over here to daily real quick. So that's like we said, we had that daily level, which we had broke, and then we instantly got our rejection candle, another rejection to fuck people up, and then your big bearish push. Now you can see we have this bullish liquidity level, which is what I will be targeting, for a possible. Well, let's talk about the daily first. So we have our 100 and 200 EMA right here. And one thing that I will say to you guys is if you have a break below it, right? I'm sorry, a close below it, say we close below it, right? And you make a new body low. Tomorrow, I would instantly be expecting a retest of that same area and then a pretty sharp pullback, right? You can see here, we closed at it below it, you retested above it, and then you still went lower, right? That's the basic principle behind that, how I use those EMAs, right? And then you would slowly come in here for this area that we broke above with a big bullish candle and have no retest up. And that's where you have that SMA. You have a weekly order block top right here. You can see from the past, right, that I don't even need another box, that this level has acted as support and resistance in the past, right? You break, you retest, you fall down. You push right back above it, you struggle from it, you push back, and not the clearest right there. And I'm saying, obviously, it could use a little bit of tweaking, right? Like, for instance, you could pull it down to make it make more sense with this price action, but that's not the point. The point is from our current price action, which is what that box was, that area has been a good support resistance. It's something that we should look to target again. If you use your absolute low right here, all the way to our high, Uh, right in between 50 and 38. If you use that most recent low, which is what I like, I believe it's something else. Yeah, it's right at 50%. You can see you first had that 38 and then you didn't have enough power. So that just continues that narrative that you want lower. If you want to be a trend line warrior, you could definitely put a trend line right about here. And like I say, a trend line warrior, because some of them fuck me off, but like, you could have a trend line like that too. I'll put it in there just to make you guys happy. So, that line was just for the EMAs. This is from last week. So basically what I would be expecting and what I am expecting is, so for instance, right now we have that daily level. I'm going to see how this 4 hour closes, right? If it closes, we'll call it back above like this level right here. That would be a pretty good sign that we're going to go higher, right? If we close above that purple box, it'd be a pretty good sign to me that you'll at least test here and down, or you really could come all the way back to the top, which is just going to require a little bit more analysis on our part. Now, if you close below it and below that SMA, or yeah, that's the SMA, I would be expecting something with like we had, like I had just outlined with when you close below an EMA and SMA, that you get most of the time a quick little pullback and then a resumption down. That's where I would be expecting the resumption down towards our Z level area. And let's see. That's about all I can put with there. Our Z level area and in line with gold. Like I say, they're gonna move together. You're not gonna okay, the one, not to get off topic, but the few times they will not move exactly together is when one is leading the other. You know what I mean? One's just ahead of the other, but they're still going for the same moves. So that's basically what I'm looking for. If it wasn't so late in the day, I would argue we could take a risky short from this current price right now. But, I don't like to risk. I don't like to risk when I don't need to, right? If I have some trade that's jumping at me, then yes. But right now it's not jumping at me. It is 1:16. Like I said, I woke up really late today. I had a really late night. I had to help some friends with some stuff, and that's my apologies. But that's why it's the consistency that pays. You know what I mean? The consistency is what keeps you in the game when you're not needing to trade every single day. So I'll set my alert down here for, I'll say that daily level. And then when it gets hit, we'll see what's up. So US 30, you guys know I haven't really sent much on last week because it was not behaving the way I wanted it to. I think the one main thing I sent, and I don't even think it was last week. The last time I got really active was with these three candles right here. That's where we were selling. And then you had this massive rejection candle. And I was just like, I don't fucking know. Right. We sold to this trend line breakout, which when things don't make sense to me, I don't need to make them make sense for myself. I will happily sit out. Right. And why I say it doesn't make the most sense for me is generally, at FF, we like to trade gold, silver, and stocks the same. Right. So if you look at this daily chart and then you just flip over to gold, we're having pretty much the opposite. Right. We had big bearish move, but during that same time, November 16, that's right when you had that big bullish move, right? So that tells me one of two things, right? Either one, I have my analysis wrong. Well, not necessarily wrong because, we have levels that it's respecting, but I might be late or missing a piece, or the market is gunning for a specific thing, right? For instance, right here, we have this prior high right here. This is what's currently on my mind about trying to see, did I maybe do it wrong or what? So if you notice, we breached that high. There's going to be a lot of liquidity right at that high. People who have buy stops, people that have their stop losses from sells. And now with the way that the candles are forming, right? We have a fresh order block, right? This will be an order block right when they took that liquidity. So I'm looking to see how does this daily candle close? Are we going to possibly see a big turnaround from there? Where we have a retest of that and then fall back to this order block in this trend line area, because that would be a trade that I would love to take. Going to weekly, we closed above this level. So I'll make it purple for now for break, retest, resumption. So yeah, we have that weekly order block top. We have, look, so normally I would put a weekly line from here, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move that one over, right? And I guess I will make it blue, but I don't like making it blue because on this specific one, you would want to look for break, retest, meaning you might not want to buy it, but if it's giving you signs to buy from that level, you should. But you also have to keep in mind that since it's weekly, you can go all the way to the bottom of that wick, which is like a 250 pip zone, it looks like. 210. Right? So we'll just put another purple. We had a nice little gap right there too. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mark up those highs. If we come for that gap, that'd be nice. Depending on how this 4-hour closes, we could create another order block. It's still really early for me to try and guess anything. If we can get a pretty trend line, that might also help us. I don't like that trend line that much. I don't like it that much because we only have this point and these points, right? And you don't want to stretch reality too much, right? You don't want to stretch it more than you need it. Okay, I like that a little bit better, right? Reason being is that's that first bullish area that we have, right? You ended up breaking below it, but then you see you held on to it and fell. You came up, you fell from it, and you finally broke above it. You had a weird retest. You had a weird area here too, but you still see minor trend line yield support. You held on to it, you held on to it, you missed it by a smidge, and then that most recent grab is where I have it connected to, right? So for the time being, I will keep that in here just to see maybe we will get a firm break of that level. And then one thing that it's kind of screaming to me from the charts itself is if we have this little level right here, right? And that you guys just saw what I pulled that from, this high to this high. And I pulled it over, right? That resistance, right? Resisting to go above. We broke above it, then we're supported by it. So if we were to see a firm push below it, I would expect a retest of it. So that mixed with the fact that if that wanted to be a nice clean trend line, and if it is, say, a nice clean trend line, you have, two confirmations in one right there, right? Support, resistance, break and retest. You had the trend line break. You could even say you might touch that order block, maybe a possible third, wherever you want to go. If you want to go from this current high to wherever you end up going, you could have a 38. I don't know where the fuck price is going to stop. So, but the more confirmations, the better, right? It'd be like saying, if you're looking at a significant other and you make a pros and cons list, right? If you got all pros and one con, well, then give that person a chance. But yeah, we also can see a bounce from this level, right? It is very possible. That's what we've had in the past. I'm not here to call a top. I'm here to call analysis and then see where we can go with it. But I am, like I said, I like these to move the same as gold. I like them all to match each other. So for me, I would love to see a bearish week. Now, here's a good time, a good example of what I was talking about, right? You have a break, a close right at that. I'm almost certain it's that 100 SMA, right? Let's find out. Let's find out. Oh, shit, I was wrong. One of them, right? EMA, yeah. I knew it was 100. I didn't know which one. Okay, 100 EMA. My bad. You had a close right at it, a close lower that had a retest, and you had a big bearish candle where you also retested above it, but you're not closing it, right? Basic price action would tell you that at any time, once you close below it, technically, once you close below it, you can technically short it from that open. Your stop would have to be that prior high. So either 128 pips or 200 pips. Take your pick, right? And then you would already have an area that you're targeting, right? Because, well, there's a couple ways you can say it, right? This prior low to high, you'd probably be targeting 38. And I wish it would have been a little prettier. Who cares? And you have that support resistance, which is where we're at. So you still would have had a valid trade right there. Those are the kind of trades that really happen in the moment. If you see a break of, for instance, right, we're above it in all of these in this scenario. We're above it. So if you break below it, look for that retest and then take your quote unquote gamble, right? Because in that instance, it kind of is that you're going to continue down and you would have had an easy scalp, right? You can see it back here too, right? We're always above it. We broke hard above it, made a new high. So whenever you come back to test it, that is technically a buy zone. You want more to back it, just like here, right? You broke hard below it, and then you tried to retest the exact point. You didn't get it, but then you fell to our two coupled together. Same kind of thing. Broke above it, you're lollygagging at it, and then boom. So, yeah. I haven't talked about that with you guys a lot because I have been trying to perfect the way I use my EMAs and SMA, right? So now I'm slowly teaching you guys them because you guys know normally I'm pure technicals, but recently I've been using those EMAs and that SMA, right? 200 EMA, 100 EMA, and 100 SMA, right? And you can tell how well I know them because I'm still having to click them off to tell you which is which, right? It doesn't matter, right? I know how to use them. And for the most part, I believe it's the 100 SMA and the 200 EMA. Yeah, they'll stay most of the time really close to each other because those are two strong levels. Whereas 100 EMA is a like a lower time frame period, so it'll be less strong. I feel like I just talked for 15 minutes about that. Sorry. So, like I said, that's our first possible scenario. Second, we could see, a bounce from this level. And the most logical place to go is that support resistance we broke from. So then I would be looking right here at this break and retest for a, well, actually, yeah, because it is a break, a retest, a resumption. So I'd be looking for roughly the same thing, right? From this high, so say this low, right? We got 38 right there. Based on 1 hour, you could classify it as that trend line break and retest as well. I already got that little alert set there. I don't remember if I said it right now, so I'm gonna reset it. But yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for, and I'm 100% fine with just waiting until I get more confirmation. I'm trying to see what I can clear up. This daily, level I can get rid of. Um, 4 hour. Once we get to close, we might be able to make that little order block right there at the bottom of it. Why not throw this trend line in? Just in case we do get more pullback than expected, because we still can, right? It's not like bullish until you see something like a strong push and this, right? That's where I'd be like, all right, fuck, we're going higher. And based on like a weekly, that gives me that yellow level to look for a retest and then take it up to 34.7 to 35, blah, 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 right? But yeah, so that's my plan, right? And we shall see what we can get with it. You guys know me though, I don't really like to trade this late in the day. SPX. Some of these songs are ass. Sorry, Harris Heller, but some of your songs are ass. So here on the weekly, we have that. I don't even. I'm gonna go with SMA. Am I right? Oh, I was wrong. So probably 100. Yeah, 100 EMA, which is what we're bouncing from. Anything I can clear up? No. Down to the daily. We got a gap at that level that I was looking for our tests, which we got here and where we're gapping down from. The gap from that level is a good sign for me. I like it. It tells me that my level was spot on, and I'm not gonna try and act like I'm some fucking god. It's really just the two EMAs that were crossed over. That's why I targeted it. I don't think it was a fib. I don't think it was anything else. I think it was purely that. Oh, you had 786 based on this, which is honestly not the best place to put it. It needs to be here. Yeah, you could say 618, but you don't need to. So let's see here. This needs to be a little higher. This needs to go like right here. I don't even like that trend line. Eat me. This I will tweak to the gap. That 4 hour level. Gap right back below it. You took it and then you gap right below it. This is why I really don't like SPX. It's not as pretty in my eyes as US 30. I like stuff to be pretty, obviously. It's not like you want an ugly partner, you know what I'm saying? So first thing I see in terms of where we could go down is you have this level of support resistance, supply demand, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And it's right where we have one of our SMA EMAs. It's right at 786. So let's just keep that level marked up, right? For possible buys. Really see what can happen. Based on daily, I don't got fuck all except for this. People are going to be like, oh, the YouTube video is too long. I don't have time to watch it. Well, then you don't have time to make money. It's simple as that. You can't waste an hour a day learning, then don't know what to tell you. So we got that daily liquidity level right there at 39.50. Nice key level that I would love to see taken out, whether it's a takeout to bounce higher, a takeout to go lower. I don't care. At that level, I will look for some action, just like I'll mark up that gap. That way, if we come to it and fill it, I'm able to go and try and make some money off of it. All right. So I'm going to say that would be a temporary buy zone. Right. Say it was just back to this area and then we fall. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. That's what I would like to see, but I don't know. Right. But what I can say is once you get below that blue box, you should come for that area. And then you see a nice little break retest and boom. All right. I'm keeping it simple on this because I already did my US 30 and US 30 is what I like. Fuck. I shouldn't have sent that for one reason. Because I didn't even do it on fucking US. God damn it. Why I'm saying that is because we could have that gap filled too for a downward movement. What did I say on US 30? Why is that whole thing marked up? What am I? Oh, it's because the order block to the top, but also the gap. All right, all right. See, that doesn't make that much sense now. Now I got to delete that and say no, 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 no. I only meant to show that to you guys for a possible, like what the bullish would be. I don't expect that, right? What I'm saying is that's where that order block could come from. And if I have two places, it's the top or the bottom, right? The corners, the edges, whatever you want to call them. See, look, already you can get rid of that level because fuck them. They're already busting up above it, right? I think it's safe enough. We can say this is going to be an order block. So let's just make that right there. I don't like that so big, so I'm just gonna use the bottom because if you come to the top, you're in a daily order block. You feel me? You get what I'm saying? You get the shortcuts we take in this life. Not many, but here we are. Sorry, I had to fine tune the US 30 for you guys. It's all right, I caught my mistake. Oh god, now we come to my favorite fucking pairs in the world, the Forex pairs. I fucking hate Forex pairs. Oh wait, no. Uh, prior weekly low. No, not PAL. Prior weekly low. We're going to want to look at that, see what happens there. If we're able to break it with some force, we're probably going to see 164. Okay, okay. This right here looks like it was a 38. First of all, you have support, resistance, boom. It looks like 38 to me. I don't know, maybe it's not. 38, boom, easy money right there if you would have shorted it. You probably didn't know because you're not an FF member, but I saw a bunch of FF members shorting it because they're not stupid. So if you feel stupid, you got to join the FF family. Don't know what to tell you. Yeah, probably giving us a data short right here. Close right at it, retesting above it. But hey, I don't like to use that really on 4 hour. I like it like 1 and 30, but who cares? If it sells, it could be held to fill in that gap. Huh? Sorry, let me go back. I have a member asking a question. If you're on YouTube, suck a dick. What? I know it's Vicky. I'm confused. If it sells, it could do to if it sells, it could be held to fill in that gap. This gap, if it sells, what? You're confusing me. That gap is honestly kind of filled already. It's not, it's like got a little bit. And that little bit is telling me we're probably going to come back for it. But you confuse me with the whole if it sell and hold to the gap. Is there another gap down here or something I'm missing? Nah, if we already closing in this, it's telling me we're gonna come down further towards these EMAs. So that's where I'm gonna look to see a little bullish pullback and then that area sell. But that's what I'm saying. If for some reason this hour fucks around or we just see us back above this trend line, then I would imagine we're coming for either this 34.2, excuse me, or this 34.295 area. Yeah. Okay, back to GJ. I really fucking hate Forex pairs. Okay, well, that got taken out. That taken out, and then fell from it, retested it. Nice. Oh god, like I really hate these Forex pairs. Like you guys know me, I really, really hate them. Let's see what we're close to. 38 maybe? Yeah, 38. I imagine we'll get a 6-1 and this EMA. If you look, here you have a high, here you have lows, basic support resistance. First thing that tells me we're gonna get there. I don't like any trend line from there. That can be removed because you had a break, a retest, a resumption. The best thing I see here would be maybe we can see continued bearish movement, break that prior weekly low, come back to retest it and head towards our 618, right? And then at that 618 area, just we're going to use this prior support resistance right here, right? That's where we will either see a pretty I don't want to say strong, but we'll probably see a buy up for probably that prior weekly low again, and then either a turnaround or you would break strongly above it and test this area right here, right? And then from that same kind of thing, if you break above it with too much force, you're coming up for, let's say, somewhere right around here, right? I am more bearish on this pair, I am. Do I have any daily levels I can Okay, so like you see this daily, right? You never broke that high, so that's good. Nice one. Here you have the daily, you have this, which should be a daily OB, right? At the bottom. So that matches in line with what I'm saying. I don't even I can't put the fib from here, to wherever because we don't have the value yet. But I'm honestly gonna take this out. I don't think we're gonna get that. I think we're gonna get something like that. And that's what I'd like to see. Daily, I already have all the bullish ones marked up. Yes, señorita. This one is once we break these lows with the volume, we should come here. You can see it's another support. Bullshit. Support. Right? Yeah, easy. It's really easy. Like I'm telling you, the more you complicate it, the harder it's gonna be. Right? The harder it's gonna be. Yeah, whatever your strategy is, practice it and stick to it. Don't deviate from your strategy. Simple. Oh, and that was yummy. So yeah, I will put an alert right at the lows, which is probably gonna get a hit on this live. I'm probably running out of alerts. 19, one more, amazing. And then once we break it, I'll see what happens. Oh fuck me. Oh my goodness. Get rid of this one, and I'll put it right around that daily level right there. Okay, now to the ones that I honestly really fucking hate, GN and GA. But if you get them good, they will pay you nice, right? But for the most part, like, why do you want to sit in consolidation for fucking hours, man? Fuck y'all. Um, Start on a weekly, see what we got. We got absolutely nothing. Like, fuck you. You're hugging those EMAs, SMAs, and my goal is that we're gonna see 1.88. So if we can catch a good sell and get in on it, boom, you got a good sell. You feel me? That's why it's worth it to trade these pairs, but God, it's a fucking clusterfuck. Okay, so we have no daily sell levels to like target for liquidity. You have 1 hour ones, cool, whatever. In terms of bullish, we don't really have any either. I guess you could kind of put one right here from that candle, which it's like, did you take it? Not really. If you put your fucking tape measure on to there, it's 2.7 pips. So technically no, but it's a weird one. It's a doozy. I really fucking hate this pair. Well, this was a little fucking bullshit I was trying to make sense, but didn't really make sense that much. Um, I'm just gonna see. We'll check back on that later. I'm not entering it. It's purely all right. We close below it on 4. If you were to short using this as an order block top, give it 3 pips for spread. put it at 300. Okay, that's a little more than I needed to. Oh well. Would you have gotten that turnaround? And if so, it just proves how sometimes you need to just be like a ninja, or not even a ninja, like a robot who just says, "That's my strategy. I'm taking it." Right? I'm not taking it because of the fucking pair. I don't like this pair. I like this pair for grabs like here. Right? You would have had a level here. You would have sold it. Same with here, and then here you would have had a 4-hour level. You came back, would sell. Same 4-hour level. You would have came and fell back to those levels. Like sometimes it'll behave very well, but right now with current price action, it is not giving me anything that is striking me. This I can't make blue because the candle's not blue, but I'll make it fucking yellow because I imagine we're gonna take that. That's where the TP is. So it's just very weird right now in the beginning of the week. So I don't know. It's like I will send this to you. I'll say here's a gamble. Here is a oh shit, it's caps on. Here is a risky GN sell. Excuse me. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take that GN sell with a small lot size. And I mean small. I mean normally I use like one lots on a 100K account, like just to keep things easy. Sometimes I'll use more. Sometimes I use less. I'm gonna use half a lot. With that one. What the fuck is my stop loss? 94.3. Right, and I'll just set my TP at that 93,177. Sold it. Boom. I entered it. Just to see. I entered with half of my normal fixed lot. Right now, you on YouTube, you can come back and see did we work or did we not. And at the end of the day, if you can't risk 43 pips on half of your lot size, then your lot size is way too fucking high. I know for a fact if this stop loss hits, I'm going to lose $200 on a 100K account, 0.2%. If you can't handle that, you should not be trading. It's simple, right? That's why I prefer fixed lot sizes because I know instantly without too much calculation how much I'm going to lose. Now, if I were to hit this 70 pip TP, right? That'd be what, $350, right? The risk reward is not amazing, but the goal is that, you take your partial profits here and then you leave a runner, whether you go all the way to the gap, whether you go down here, you leave a runner, right? Who cares, right? It's the consistency and I like it. It follows my strategy. So I fucking took it. You don't like it, then don't take it. I don't care. All right, finally, GA, another one that I'm like sometimes I really hate this pair and sometimes I love it. Like right here, we had a great sell that went straight to our TP last week. Perfect. I don't want to say straight to it. It took a while, but we made it, right? Yes. So going to our daily. Yes, I know I thought from here we would fall down like a motherfucker and we didn't do that, right? I'm not always right, contrary to popular belief. However, today we hit this nice weekly and daily liquidity level. Excuse me, I got a big rejection from it. We got the trend line for our second confirmation. And third is our Z level, which is that whole entire level, right? If you're on YouTube and you're watching this, if you want to learn more about that Z level, you got to join us, right? It's not free. You say, oh, you charge to teach people. Yes, nothing in life is free. Nothing. You got a problem with it, go cry to your mother about it because I know you live with her. I mean, that's a little rude, but it's the fucking truth. You don't want to pay $89 to learn a skill that can pay you infinite amount of money. You're in the States, go DoorDash, go Uber Eats. It's easy money. Go to a city that's close to you that has a lot of people and you'll get good tips. Simple. I don't know how to tell you how to make money from nothing. You need money to make money. We got a gap right here, but we had a gap here too, and we filled it. So I'm gonna be honest. Let's mark that up. Here's our close. Here's our open. Technically, we probably will fill that gap. Okay, look, I don't want to say, oh my God, you're gonna fill it and buy because I'm already bearish on this pair, just based off the technicals. But you would want to kind of be aware of that and just say gap. excuse me, I think that we're going to be able to come down hard, right? And I think with proper patience, we'll be able to catch it, right? Fib from our low to our high, I think we're going to get a 6-1. We have our two EMA, SMAs crossed, and we have our other one down here in our Z level with our liquidity levels, right? I don't like any other place for like daily levels because I don't just put them at every single bullish candle. I put them at, okay, look, you had your main push in that last retest. Well, you had your push, you have your push, right? Then you have one. Here, you don't have any, stopping, right? The next best place for it would have been here, right? When you broke out and you retested, but you already used that, right? Then that you get to here, which is where you're kind of at that already use it. And you already have 38 there. You don't need a million blue lines. It's not going to make you trade any better or worse. Sorry, I was texting. So I'm bearish on this motherfucker, right? First scenario off rip is if we do get nice closure below that gap and ideally below that daily level, you'll be able to see some like that, right? Make it make sense. Here we have that weekly level at the same area. Here we have the 4 hour that was like fucking bonkers, low key. So mark that up. Remove your alert. Put her back on. Now you got to be careful though for a couple things, right? You could just fucking rocket to the top, right? And you could say, "Oh my God, Peter, you didn't buy. You're a fucking moron." Well, I'm not looking for buys, therefore I'm not trying to buy. But that'd be another thing I'd look for, right? Man, I would call that one like a Z level, depending on where we get, right? Z level right in there. And that 4 hour and that respect for that weekly, right? You got that weekly level, you got them EMAs. You feel me? That'd be another area I would look for. And I'd look for just push into that blue box. You'd probably get a little bit of pullback and then boom. You get me? Now, speaking way ahead of the things, you can kind of see what could form to push you really down, which would be your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder, you're right. And then that would kind of even form what we're looking for. You get what I'm saying? With like a push into the box, then a pullback, right? But what I'm trying to explain is say that you did have that, right? Then whenever you make the bottom of that shoulder, that neckline, whatever you fucking call it, that's when you'd get, say 6-1 or 38, whatever you want, right? I'm not going to speak too far ahead, so I don't know. But you guys get what I'm saying? You feel me? So for now, what I'm going to do is let's just see something real quick. I want to see how well this works, right? At this level right here, I mark it up. Oh, we're already retesting it. Oh, fuck everybody. I wanted to see where 38 would be, and it's at the top of that box. I don't have room for another alert. Fuck me. Actually, I do. Let's see. You know what I mean? Let's see what this level can do. I'm going to make it yellow because I don't fucking know, right? Caution. Use caution. Maybe we get that. Maybe we don't. I don't know, right? I don't know. And I'm really, I don't know. I'm not going to lie and say I know everything that's going to happen. I don't fucking know at all, right? I know how to analyze. I know my strategy and I act accordingly. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. The consistency and the risk management allows me to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm still alive in this market that most of your mentors don't even know how to fucking trade in. So yeah, those are basically my two areas that I would like to look for and what I would like to look for. And I'm not going to stretch it more beyond that. GA. So if you got this far and you are looking for a mentor who knows what they're doing. Okay, this product is not currently for sale. Nice. I love it. I got to fix that. That reminds me that I have got to change around my, what's it called? My fucking, my, what do they call it? My redirecting. Look, if you got this far and you liked it and you're not a member, come join the mentorship. All right. It's $89 a month. You get, okay, I'm not gonna lie, you don't get daily live trading because some days I don't want to go live. I haven't went live in like 2 weeks and I don't really give a fuck, right? We still been making money. But now we're back on our shit and we're going live often for our members, right? You guys on YouTube will probably get one this week too, right? You get our chat rooms, you get our signals, you get our education material, stuff like the Z strategy that I was talking about. You get my pre-recorded videos, right? We even got members that call signals that are just as good as ours. I'm not even gonna lie. Right. If you don't even, if you need to make money, right? You say, I don't have enough money. Become an affiliate, right? We know what we're doing. If you have friends who want to learn to trade, tell them to join us. Tell them to use your link, and then you get some money back, right? Easy, right? You got our broker here, FXC, right? You got everything you could possibly need in the link tree, which is in the description. So I urge you to just check us out. Check us out on Instagram. Watch us win, and then come win with us someday. But until then, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful week in the market.